ever get that, like, nagging feeling in your back? Like, you just,
Yeah.
kind of want to crack it? Or is that just me?
I think we all have those moments, right?
Right.
Our backs take a lot of
It's
stress.
so common.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it seems like
everyone I talk to
more and more
is
common.
having back problems,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So it makes you wonder what's being done
About it.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. So today
Yeah.
on the deep dive, we're going to be focusing on one solution
Okay.
that I find super fascinating.
Interesting.
And it's the market for interspinous spacers.
Okay.
And we've got this
Sounds pretty new.
brand new report with all this data about it.
Cool.
And our job, as always,
Yeah.
is to dig through it all and pull out the good stuff. Right?
Key takeaways.
The stuff that matters.
Yeah. So you guys listening can understand what this whole market's all about.
Makes sense.
So where it's going.
Yeah.
So before we
big picture, right?
get into the numbers, maybe just like a quick overview, right?
Yeah.
So
like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, like what exactly are interspinous spacers?
Sure. So
what were these things?
For those of us who maybe aren't doctors.
Totally. I'm definitely not.
So basically, there are these tiny little devices.
Okay.
And doctors, they put them right between your vertebrae. Those bony parts.
Yeah.
You can feel if you
right down your back. Yeah.
On your hand down your spine.
Yeah.
Those are the spinous processes.
Okay.
And so they put these spacers in there to make a little more room.
Okay.
And
like space things out.
That takes the pressure off.
Gotcha.
Nerves running through your spine.
Why?
So it can really help with pain.
Okay.
From things like spinal stenosis. Like I think of it as putting in a little cushion to give your back a break.
So it's almost like a little support beam?
Yeah.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
That's something?
The whole thing's apart.
Yeah, like a little tiny internal back brace almost.
That's a good way to put it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And this market is getting pretty big.
It is. It is.
I mean, this report's got some
pretty big numbers.
Yeah, some big numbers.
Yeah.
Where
do we even start?
What's like the headline?
Okay.
Like the big
picture.
The big overarching takeaway.
Okay, so in 2025, they're projecting that the global market for these things, for these spacers, is going to reach $89.56 million US.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of spacers.
That's a lot of space.
And get this, by 2033, they think it'll be 147.11 million.
Wow, so it's
huge.
It's really gonna jump.
Yeah, that's a compound annual growth rate.
Okay.
Or a CGR of 6.4%.
So it's like it's growing steadily.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not just staying flat.
Right. It's getting bigger and bigger.
It's really taking off.
Okay. So if this is a global market,
right.
Where's
global? Where all the
patients?
The patients, right?
Yeah. Where's the demand coming from?
Where's the demand? So let's break it down region by region.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Starting with North America.
All right. North America.
They are
good old North America.
Leading the way right now.
Okay.
Over 40% of the global revenue in 2025 is coming from there.
Okay.
Market size is estimated at $33.14 million.
Yep. US dollars.
Okay.
And they're expected to see a TGR of 4.9% between 2025 and 2033.
So that's
it's a pretty steady growth.
Yeah, that's decent growth.
Yeah.
Now, within North America, are there any countries that are really driving this?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the U.S. is a big one.
Okay.
I mean, no surprise there.
Right.
Market size of 26.15 million in 2025.
Okay.
And they're projected to have a CAGR of 4.7%.
All right. So
pretty similar.
Yeah, pretty consistent with.
Yeah, consistent with North America overall.
With overall North America.
I think a big factor there is just the aging population.
Makes sense.
More
back problems as we get older.
As we get older, unfortunately. It comes with the territory.
Right.
And on top of that, people in the U.S., they really seem to prefer those minimally invasive treatments.
Oh, yeah. Less cutting, the better.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
Recover faster.
Less recovery time.
Less risk.
Okay. So makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, what about
our neighbors?
Yeah, what about our neighbors up north?
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
They've got a market size of 3.98 million in 2025.
Okay, so quite a bit smaller.
Smaller.
Than the U.S.
But their projected CGR is a little higher.
Yeah.
It's 5.7%.
Interesting.
So they might be catching up.
So it's like it's growing faster.
Yeah, they're on an upward trend.
Gotcha. Okay.
Again, I think it's the aging population and improvements in healthcare that are driving that growth.
Okay, makes sense.
And then there's Mexico.
Oh, yeah. What about Mexico?
Market size of 3.02 million in 2025 and a CAGR of 5.4%.
So it's like it's growing pretty consistently.
Yeah, consistently across North America.
North America. It seems like a pretty strong market.
Yeah, a strong market.
Okay, now switching gears a little bit.
Let's go across the pond.
What about Europe?
All right, Europe.
Okay.
They're another big player.
Okay.
They're making up over 30%.
Wow, so not that far behind.
No, not far behind at all. 25.97 million in 2025. That's their market size.
And what about their growth rate?
Their key AGR is projected to be 5.5%.
Okay.
From 2025 to 2033.
So they're also growing at a
healthy growth.
Yeah, pretty good clip.
Yeah.
Within Europe, are there
absolutely
any countries?
There's lots of different markets within Europe.
Yeah, like really stand out.
Yeah.
Like, Germany or France or...
So the UK is doing really well.
Okay.
They're estimated to reach 4.36 million in 2025. And their CAGR is 6.3%.
Okay, so they're
growing pretty quickly.
They're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think similar to North America, it's the aging population.
Makes sense.
And just more awareness of spinal disorders.
Okay.
People are more informed about their options.
And then what about...
Germany's another big one.
Germany.
Yeah. 5.14 million in 2025 and a 5.7% CAGR. Also driven by...
Still doing pretty well.
Yeah, aging population. But then you've also got France, Russia, Italy, Spain.
All right, so it's kind of like all over Europe.
It's all over, yeah. And what's interesting is this report even breaks down these smaller markets.
Yes.
Like they've got Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg.
Wow.
They're all showing growth.
So it's like...
It really seems like...
It's a trend across the whole...
Yeah, a widespread need across the entire continent.
Okay, so Europe, pretty strong market.
Yeah, definitely. Now for a real growth story.
What about...
Let's talk Asia.
Yeah, what about Asia? I mean, the report was...
ZUPAC.
Yeah, the report was...
Asia Pacific.
Highlighting some pretty
serious growth.
In terms of growth, right?
Absolutely. So they hold about 23% of the global revenue right now.
Okay.
Market size in 2025 is 21.49 million.
Okay.
But their projected AGR is 9.1%.
Wow, that's almost double.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's almost double.
Yeah, it's the fastest growing region.
North America and Europe, right?
By far.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Okay, so what's driving that
what's going on over there?
That kind of growth in Asia?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there are a few things going on, I think.
Yeah.
So China, for example.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
China's...
They've got a market size.
Huge.
Yeah, of 9.803 million in 2025. And their CAGR is 8.6%.
Okay, so they're also seeing some...
Really solid growth.
Some pretty big growth.
And I think a lot of that's because of the investments they're making in healthcare infrastructure.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Building new hospitals, improving access.
Yeah, so more
people can get the care they need.
Yeah, so more people can get treated.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And then India.
Okay, yeah, India's got a massive population.
Huge population.
Yeah.
Now their market size is smaller right now, 2.15 million. But their CAGR is a whopping 11%.
Wow, that's huge.
That's massive.
Okay, and why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Right.
What's going on in India?
A few things. Like healthcare is getting better.
Okay.
People are living longer.
Right. So
the aging population.
Yeah. It's the same kind of other countries.
But also the demand for advanced spinal solutions is just increasing.
Okay. So more and more people
want these treatments.
In India.
And they're able to get them more and more.
Okay.
And on top of that, you've got Japan and South Korea.
Okay.
They both have pretty big markets.
Okay.
And their growth rates are really solid.
So it's like all across
Yeah, it's like all across Asia.
The whole region
it's growing.
Is booming.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see.
It's like it's like a huge
the big shift.
Yeah, a huge shift.
In the market.
Yeah. Okay,
okay, what about South America?
Yeah, South America.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're a little smaller.
Yeah.
They're making up about 5% of the global revenue. Market size is 3.4 million.
In 2025.
And what about the gross?
And their projected CAGR is 7.1%.
Okay. So
they're growing.
Yeah, still growing at a decent pace.
Yeah.
And what countries in South America?
Well, Brazil's the biggest market.
Okay.
Followed by Argentina.
Okay.
And they're
growing.
Yeah, they're both showing strong growth.
Okay. And what's
probably because of the increasing healthcare demand.
Okay.
You know.
So more and more
people.
Yeah, more and more people need
access to
healthcare. And also there are more treatments available than there used to be.
So it's like a combination of factors.
Yeah, a lot of things coming together. Okay, now finally, what about the
how about the Middle East?
Yeah, the Middle East and Africa.
Okay.
How are they?
So the Middle East, they're currently at about 2%.
Okay.
Of the global revenue. Market size is 3.58 million. In 2025. And their CAGR is projected to be 7.7%.
Okay.
So
they're doing all right.
Yeah, they're growing.
Steady growth.
Okay.
The key markets there.
Yeah. Are there any
Are Saudi Arabia
big markets in the Middle East?
And the UAE.
Okay.
Those are the big ones.
Oh, yeah.
But Qatar and Turkey are also interesting.
Okay.
They're showing some promising growth.
Okay.
Partly because their populations are getting older.
Right. So more elderly people.
More elderly people.
More back problems.
More back problems.
Yeah, it's kind of the
It's a common theme, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of the common thread throughout all of this.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And then what about
And then Africa.
Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, they're starting from the smallest base. They're only at about 1% of the global revenue right now. 1.97 million in 2025.
Okay.
But their projected AGR is 6.7%.
Okay. So
still pretty good.
Yeah, still respectable.
Yeah.
And are there any
South Africa's
big players in Africa?
There's a notable market there.
Okay.
And Nigeria is interesting. They're seeing some growth.
Interesting.
Partly because of increased healthcare investments.
Oh, okay. So
like in those regions, like the Middle East and Africa, it's like
they're on a growth trajectory.
Yeah, they're starting.
Yeah, they're starting smaller.
They're a bit behind right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely potential there.
Okay, so we've talked about all these different regions.
Yeah, all over the world.
All these different countries.
Yeah.
But like at the core,
like the heart of it,
what's really pushing?
Yeah, what are the high market for?
The big factors.
Yeah.
The drivers.
Yeah.
What are the key drivers?
This report highlights a few.
Okay, what are?
So first off, and this probably won't surprise you.
Okay.
There are more and more people with spinal problems.
Right. So we were talking.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, we were talking about the aging population.
Indian population. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all living longer.
I mean, yeah, and also lifestyles, right?
Lifestyles. I mean, like
sitting at desks all day.
We're all sitting in front of computers.
Not great for our backs.
Not good for our backs.
Yeah. So that's definitely a factor.
Okay.
And then, there are all these advancements.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's surgical techniques.
The surgeries are getting better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Better techniques.
Okay.
Better outcomes. Patients are recovering faster.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that makes these treatments, like these interspinous spacers.
Yeah, more appealing.
Yeah, much more appealing.
Totally.
And then there's the innovation.
Okay, right. So
there's always working on new designs, new materials, new ways to make them work better.
So it's like a constant.
Yeah, constant evolution.
Yeah, constant evolution of the technology.
And that's what's driving adoption.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like all these things.
It's a multifaceted.
All these factors are coming together.
It all ties together
to push the market forward.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now this report mentioned one specific area.
Okay.
That's growing.
Yeah. Which one?
Really fast.
Yeah.
What segment is growing the fastest?
So the minimally invasive surgeries.
Okay. Great.
That's the fastest growing segment.
Because everyone wants.
Makes sense.
Yeah, everyone wants the least invasive option.
Less cutting.
If possible.
Faster recovery.
Yeah.
Less risk.
Makes sense.
It's a win-win.
Now,
Yeah.
when we talk about spacers, like, are we talking about
There are a couple of different types.
different types of
Yeah, the
systems?
main ones are static and dynamic.
Okay, so there's
There's the two big categories.
static and dynamic.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So basically, static spacers, they're the most popular right now.
Okay.
They're kind of the
static is the
go-to.
the go-to.
Okay. There are a few reasons for that.
Okay, why is that?
Well,
Why are they so popular?
they're pretty simple.
Okay.
They work well.
Okay.
And
So reliable.
yeah, reliable.
Yeah.
And you can implant them using minimally invasive techniques.
Right. So they tick all the boxes.
They do. They do.
Okay.
What about
What are they made of?
Yeah, what are these things made out of?
So usually
Okay.
they're made from titanium or PEEK.
Yeah, okay.
It's this
Close that.
it's a special kind of plastic.
Okay.
It's really durable
Uh-huh.
and it's biocompatible.
Biocompatible, so it's
No, it's safe to use in the body.
Yeah, it's body friendly.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't cause any problems.
Okay, and how do they work?
Okay.
Like how do they actually provide
will-
relief?
Is to keep those vertebrae apart.
Okay.
Like a nice consistent gap.
Okay, yeah.
And that helps to decompress the nerves.
Okay, and so
So it can relieve
that leaves
the pain
Okay.
and other symptoms
Okay.
from conditions like
Yeah.
degenerative disc disease,
Mm,
where the discs in your spine start to wear down.
Right.
Oh.
And so these
These static spacers are preferred
they are
over the dynamic ones.
generally, yeah.
Okay, so why?
So there are a few reasons.
Why? Why is that?
So first of all,
Okay.
they tend to have fewer complications.
Okay, so they're safer.
Yeah. Safer,
Okay.
less risk,
And they're also easier.
and they're easier to put in.
Okay.
So for the surgeons,
Yeah.
it's a simpler procedure.
Okay.
And they also tend to be
And cheaper.
a little bit cheaper
Okay.
than the dynamic ones,
Okay, so you get
which makes a difference.
kind of like stability.
Yeah, stability and predictability.
Stability, and it's cheaper.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like,
It's kind of no-brainer.
yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer for a lot of people.